Hello everybody and welcome back to Belle's Fallout 4 Survival Guide, and in today's episode we are going to be continuing the main storyline and completing the Grand Tour. So we now need to speak to Gage. Now that Nuka World is fully controlled by my gangs, I should return to Gage and seek his advice. You'll notice operators in the pack like us, the disciples keep saying, I thought it was worse, but that was until you came along, something, because they hate us because we ain't given them a fair share. Anyway, let's speak to Gage.
Hey. What's up? Well, I'll be damned. You actually did it. Nuka World is ours. All of it.
I made a promise to all of you, and I followed through. There's nothing more to it than that.
You make it sound like it's no big deal. You've just got to understand. We ain't ever been on ground this solid before. Now that we're here, let's keep this party going. I'm thinking it's time we set our sights on the Commonwealth.
Shit.
I think I like where you're going with this.
I don't, but
yeah,
we gotta do it.
You would. Taking back Nuka World is a big friggin' deal, no question. But it can't be the end of things. It needs to be a beginning. These bunch of savages need a goal, something to focus on. If they ain't got it, they'll wind up turning on each other. In an operation this big, we're gonna need more of, well, everything. Nobody's gonna hand it to us. We need to take it. Commonwealth has a ton of shitty little settlements that could be put to better use. Don't you think?
Sounds like you've had this plan from the beginning.
The idea's crossed my mind, sure. But I'm just making suggestions here. You're the one that needs to give the go-ahead. We don't gotta rush into this headlong. We take it slow. Be smart about it. If we're aiming to grab a piece of the Commonwealth, it's going to take the right contacts and a lot of muscle. Right? I say we go have ourselves a chat with Shank. He's the point man for everything entering and leaving Nuka World. He floated this idea before. Been itching to talk to you ever since you took over. So I bet he's got a good idea of where to start. He's in charge of the caravan, so odds are you can find him somewhere near the marketplace. Yeah, sure.
Oops.
How else do you think he ended up at the top of my Christmas list? Just head over and talk to the guy. He'll back up what I'm saying about the Commonwealth. And while you're doing that, I've already got the gangs working on getting Nuka World's power plant up and running. It's about time we shed some real light around here and let people know we mean serious business. Oh, and if you need my advice and you want me to keep tagging along, you got it.
So that was the Grand Tour. So now Porter Gage wants us to set our sights on the Commonwealth in the quest Home Sweet Home. Now you have to do this to progress along the storyline and side with the raiders, of course, because you have to take a few settlements in the Commonwealth.
You bet. I'm dying for some target practice. Last guy didn't sit for a week. Didn't even know what hit him.
Sorry about that. Yeah, so you've got to take out a few of the settlements for your raiders in the Commonwealth before you can turn the power back on with the raiders and get their perks. If you don't want to affect the Commonwealth, you want to do open season now, but you won't get any perks. Plus, I do believe you can take back the settlements after you've completed open season anyway. So let's pop to the Nuka Town Market, because we've done everything else. We just need to start finishing the main quest line of Nuka World now. Here he is.
Hey, Shank.
Well, look who it is. Liking what you've done with the place, boss. The gang certainly seem pleased with their new little kingdoms. Haven't seen people this revved up since last time someone spiked the water fountains. Never formally introduced myself. Name's Shank. And if you and Nuka World's favorite Cyclops are standing here, well, I suppose he expects you might be the one to finally get things back on track. How long it take him to convince you it was time to move on the Commonwealth?
Hey now, no convincing, just a friendly conversation between like-minded individuals.
Let's get one thing straight here. It may have been his suggestion, but it'll be my decision.
I can see that. Well, regardless of the source, idea is a good one. Giving the gang spots to call their own around the park. It bought you some goodwill. But providing them with their own domains, carved from the settlements of the Commonwealth, well, I can't think of a better way to solidify your place around here. Plus, make us all a pretty penny along the way. If that interests you, well, all you've got to do is say the word, and we can let the fun begin.
So Portugais likes it if you say let's get started. I think he loves it actually.
Okay, let's get started.
Music to my ears.
Shank ain't kidding. This is gonna be all kinds of fun.
So getting us
Oh, it
set up
doesn't
in
say
the
it off the
Commonwealth is
top.
going to require three things. Territory, provisions, and loyalty. First things first, territory. We're going to need to claim a settlement for our gang to work from, an outpost. And there are two ways to claim new territory. You can head in yourself and convince the locals to leave, or I can get a crew together and you all can put them in the dirt. How you do it is up to you. So, first big decision. You want to talk them off their land, or you want to wipe them out?
I think you know what I'd rather do, boss.
I'm gonna do talk.
Let me talk to them. I'll convince them to leave.
Works for me. Once you've planted your flag in the place, I'll send a crew in to set up shop. Now, next up, you'll have to pick who you want to hold your outpost once it's established. Of course, every outpost you claim for a gang is going to be something the other gangs don't have. And none of them like the thought of their rivals getting a leg up on them. Worth thinking over as you dole out more territory. So, which gang should I have join you once you've staked your claim?
So, okay, so what I like to do is, I don't want to spoil the storyline, but let's just say one gang, sorry about that, one gang isn't going to stick with you forever. Okay? And that'll be the gang you give least,
Overboss? Something wrong?
the least amount of parks to. So, like, I've only given the Disciples 1, where I've given the Operators in the pack 2. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to assign it to the gang that eventually goes hostile on me, and then I can reclaim the settlement in the Commonwealth back without,
Chime in at any time.
obviously without having the raiders hate me. You get me? So let's go with the Disciples.
The Disciples.
Yeah? Better bring a tarp.
I'm sure the ladies will be happy to get some blood on their hands. For a good cause, of course. You know, for any cause.
That just leaves the target. Now for a new outpost, you'll usually want to target a spot with plenty of populated settlements nearby that might be able to feed our people later on. Taffington Boathouse, Croup Manor, Greentop Nursery, the Slog all had a good number of farms within striking distance last I checked. Though I'll need to go through my notes again. Make sure they're all still good to target. We're not always going to be able to run every job against every settlement. So, you ready to pick the spot for Nuka World's first new homestead?
I'm ready.
I'm ready.
Good. So, where you want to do this?
Okay, so by the way, settlements involved in the quest will be greyed out in Shank's list of options. Wrap up the quest at that location to target. Jesus, so we can even go like to Red Rocket and everything. I think we'll go Norhagen Beach, and then Greentop Nursery and Taftington Boathouse, and then Kingsport Lighthouse. They're the main ones that I'm up for, because they're the ones I haven't actually meddled with yet. I'm just trying to think. Preston will hate you. If you see him, he will tell you, what the hell are you doing? Da, 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 da. And he says if you keep doing it, he'll become, I think he becomes hostile, or he'll not ever let you see him again. If you do not see Preston while you do all this, take out all the settlements and whatnot, it'll be fine. And then you can see him and tell him, I'm sorry, I'll do something about it. But if you see him before you've done it, then he'll really will hate you. So I'm gonna go Nordhagen Beach. That's one of yours.
Wait, pretty sure that place is one of yours, boss. That's where you want to hit?
You will have to reclaim any settlements you target during a job.
That one's the target.
Just wanted to make sure.
So you'll be no longer
get these
allied.
folks to scram. You got two main options. Buy them out, or scare them off. Either way, the more afraid they are, the simpler or cheaper getting them gone will be. Lizzie Wyeth over with the operators should have some toys that'll make running them off easier. And it's worth keeping in mind, the more populated or fortified a place is, the more prep you're gonna want to do before trying to run them off. Scare them good, boss.
Yeah. So you can go and speak to Lizzie Wyatt. There it is. And she will give you some fun things. So just pop into the operators. And I would suggest doing this because you do actually, well, you are able to actually craft these later on. You know what it's like, you know what I'm like, I like to unlock everything.
I thought.
Ought to be handing Nuka World over to the operators, boss. Place could use some folks with style.
Coulter said we'd all have more caps than we knew what to do with.
Hey, William.
Mags always saw the potential in this place, and she doesn't steer us wrong.
Mags.
You know, I've got a job set aside.
That's another thing, I haven't done these jobs. Now this is a way to get a lot of affinity with Porter Gage. I'm going to do it while we do this Home Sweet Home. I'm so sorry, I forgot about it. Porter Gage likes it if you take, well, each leader gives you a quest. Okay, they give you a quest, and the first time you do it, you'll get a lot of affinity with Porter Gage. So let's speak to Mags.
If you're here looking to wreak a little havoc, I think I can provide. Up for some work.
Whatever I can do to help.
Glad to hear it. There's some traitors that refuse to sell to our people. I won't tolerate such disrespect. So you're going to take their goods.
More loot to throw on the pile? Sounds good to me.
Sign me up.
Good to hear. We'll be waiting.
So cashing in. So let's go speak to Lizzie Wyatt.
Over, boss. A pleasure. Shank said you might need some tools to ease relations with the people of the Commonwealth. Well, you've come to the right place. I've put together a couple of toys that should make getting what you want out of those roofs easier. Only thing we ask in return is that you remember the operators when you're handing out new territory on the other side of the mountains.
Don't worry. Your gang will be taken care of.
Wonderful. So, first up, something to manipulate a target. It's a homemade distillation brewed to mimic human flight pheromones. Toss one of these grenades at the feet of your target, and convincing the wary settler suddenly becomes a much simpler affair. Now, to function effectively, I had to make the formula precise. So it's not going to work on people in any of the big towns like Bunker Hill or Diamond City, nor on caravanners. But for your purposes, getting settlements out in the Commonwealth, it ought to give you a serious edge.
Take any advantage I can get.
Well, this should give you one. Here. Only had enough to make the one locally. But you can take the recipe as well, should you find yourself wanting more. So, the other trick up our sleeve is a little more broad spectrum than the grenades. Gulp down a couple lungfuls, and anyone you speak to will be far more apt to give you what you want. Plus, I've winnowed down the addiction risk to near zero, so no need to fear repeat usage. Here, ingredients for that one have been tricky to find, but between that and the grenade, you should have no problem getting at least one settlement under your control before you have to brew up your own. And just remember us when you're crushing those poor settlers underfoot.
Okay. So, yeah, so we now have the stuff and we can go and clear out Nordhagen Beach. But I'm also going to, because all their missions are based in the Commonwealth, I'm going to speak to Nisha and Mason. I don't know why it's not showing at the top, with Port Gage, but it will. I think I'm going to use that mod, because by now he should. I picked so many locks. He should be saying something, so I don't know whether he's bugged. So I'm going to install that mod that increases affinity faster. It really just speeds up the progress. It's not like I'm cheating with affinity or anything. And I'm just going to see whether he'll actually give me his perk, because I feel like something's broken with him.
You really should rethink
Because
this
when I pick locks, it says he likes it, but things that should give him affinity, and I have checked on other sources that should give him affinity, it isn't showing. And he's only talked to me that once, so
Hey.
Hey, boss. What can I do for you?
I'm a little bit worried.
Just when I thought things couldn't get any worse. You know?
Yeah, so anyway, let's speak to the leaders of the area, of the gangs. I do like the gangs. I mean, for a game, I like it. You know what I mean? But I don't like how they're actually forcing you to become a raider. There is no option to not be, other than, like, obviously there was no point buying Nuka World, because as soon as you take the nicer option,
There's nothing I hate more than seeing
if you take the nicer option, then the game's like boring and there's nothing to do with it. Literally nothing to do with it.
Away.
Savoy.
The only thing keeping me from ripping your throat out is Nisha.
I don't see why they hate me so
Not
much,
sure who's worse, you or Coulter.
because I've only fucking given them
Just when I thought things couldn't get any worse.
one settlement.
The way you are running things, you must not value your life. Hey, not busy? I could use you.
I'm here to help.
Good. I need a sure thing on this. I think it's about time the Pack learned a few lessons. They think they've got themselves some powerful ally. Why don't you show them exactly how wrong they are?
Sounds like it's time to put bullets in faces.
Think I'm gonna enjoy that.
Good.
Kill Gunner Commander in Vault 95. Okay, it's a bit of a weird one. I'm not sure actually whether you gain the affinity upon completion or accepting the quest. I will do these quests off screen. They are radiant, obviously. But I'm gonna do the quest off screen, so when we come back in the next episode, we can see the ending, because obviously I'm not gonna be able to get a load of stuff, because I think you need like 3.
Where you stand. Unless you're a fan of watching your back.
I think you need like 3 settlements on your side before the Nuka World power plant will be activated. I use that with quotations.
Ain't no one sad about Coulter. Just screw this up. Gotta chase if you want to catch. It ain't easy. We all do our part.
Excuse me.
Boss, let's chat. A little bird told me you're looking for some tools to help claim us some new outposts. And ain't it just your lucky day? Wait till you see what I got. Found some toys a couple operators left on their corpses in a back alley. Not sure how they got themselves dead like that. No shame. I took them apart and made a little something different out of the parts. It was just gonna be a toy for my pets, but it's more useful than that. Beasts find these things irresistible. Toss them on the ground, and anything nearby and hungry will come a-running, ripping anything in their path to pieces. But, you're gonna want to be a safe distance away, because, well, things leak a little. You don't want to end up becoming a snack yourself. Oh, and here, take this paper. It'll show you how to make more. Don't look so surprised. We ain't all knuckle draggers.
Can I use it indoors?
Nah, doorknobs. Bane of creatures great and small. Also, the sense tuned for creatures in the Commonwealth. So if you travel real far, probably not gonna work there either.
Call in a pack of hungry animals? You trying to get me killed?
What, me? Try to get you replaced so soon? Nah. It would make for a good prank, though. Seriously, just try it. Should be fun watching those settlers get torn apart. And when you're putting that to good use claiming new haunts.
Mason.
I could use you. If, you ain't too busy.
Your wish is my command.
I'd have done it myself, but I got my hands full with the zoo. There's someone who needs to be put in their place. By which I mean, here in Nuka Town, licking my toes. Take this shock collar, sneak up and slap it on when he ain't looking. Or beat him to a bloody pulp, then snap it on when he's down.
Free and in charge today, tomorrow, somebody's slave. Ain't life something?
Right up my alley.
Yeah, I thought you might.
Yeah, so those are the 3 quests. So we've got Magpie has asked me to rendezvous with members of her gang and help them steal the cache of supplies by killing the defenders and securing the area. Permanent solution, kill Gunner Commander in Vault 95, and then collar the raider veteran at Roadside Pines Motel. Although under the collar can mean a scavenger at somewhere like the third rail, and then they will become hostile, the people in there. Anyway, so we need to claim an outpost. Let's pop back to the Commonwealth. So the best way to do that is click the Commonwealth. It is annoying how you have to do like 2 fast travels, the same kind of like what happens with like with Far Harbour. Okay, so there's the Roadside Pines Hotel. There's Vault 95. That's where she... Oh, best not be taking me to Atom Cats, otherwise I'm not doing it. And then there's Nordhagen Beach. So let's go and convince the settlers to move. You can take the really crap approach and kill them, but I kind of like the people here, to be honest. So we can use the persuasion grenade. So I'm going to show you. If if we get the persuasion grenade,
Hey, you.
What was... Whew. Can I help you?
so it goes from red to leave now and whatnot. If you take some smooth operator,
Don't you worry
hold
about
on,
what that shit is gonna do to you.
asking Gage
Hey.
just liked it.
Something I can do for you?
It's gonna reduce even more.
I'm here for your land. You should leave while you can still walk.
Whoa, take it easy, all right? Look, can't just abandon it.
You can pay, you'll regret staying here.
Look, I'm trying to help you here. You need to go. Now.
Oh, that's how it's gonna... Fine, take it. Place is all yours.
There we go. And now they can go. Though, to be honest, it's not fucking much of a place, is it?
Not gonna bother ya, alright?
And then what did that just say? Build just gang signal flag using the workshop. Right, let me go to sleep for a little bit. So it's daytime, I can see what I'm building. So Gage does not like it if you take drugs. Even that helps. Which is ridiculous. But if you go to Raider, flags, the disciples, you can do operators and you can do that, but obviously we need... They are. And now you'll see we've got Raider radio transmission, got booze still. Oh look, Preston hated that and Preston hates me. You got produce chems, tribute chest, which doesn't happen until you've got Wasteland Warlord, which you need to take like 8 settlements to do that though. But now this is unlocked, you can use it.
Unimpressive, but I guess it'll do. The sooner we get some supplies coming in, the better. You can run along now. Go tell them how it went.
Yeah. Home sweet home. Let's go speak to Shank. So now you're gonna see, when you go over this, you'll see that all the other Finch Farm, Group Manor, they go like that because that means they're fearing them. So another way to help convince settlers easier is if you get a Nuka world transmitter. So broadcast radar radio to the surrounding area, intimidates peaceful settlers, required to build amplifiers. You can have dealers, but you can't get that until you get Wasteland Warlord rank 2. So I think that's only a couple sellers. Got operators, they can have real animatronics that actually move. This is why I do recommend doing this. You get the pack, you get chairs that actually, like, that's a real bull there, mate. Seriously. Pretty cool furniture. I like the pack's furniture, to be fair. Disciples, you don't really get a lot there because they don't really have a lot. And then we got and then miscellaneous, just various things, raider pikes and all that, you know, all that, and then that's kind of it. But I am going to do this to get the dealers. Where am I going? Nuka World.
Well, well. Rumor going around is that some big bad raider boss strolled into the Commonwealth and talked a group of settlers right off their land. Not too shabby.
It's a damn good start.
I'll make sure your cut of any caps the outpost pulls in are waiting in your quarters. So, now that we got part 1 on the books, we can move on to part 2, provisions. If you want to hang on to this newfound territory, you're going to need to convince a nearby settlement to start handing over shipments of supplies. I'll make sure those shipments get distributed direct to the outpost. Any caps they provide will be waiting in your trunk up in Fizztop. And the more a settlement produces for itself, the more of each we can get them to cough up. Now, like before, the method's up to you. Or you and a crew can introduce some bullets to some kneecaps.
Why stop at kneecaps?
Let me talk to them.
Sure. So, which crew you want keeping an eye on the place once you get them to bend a knee?
The disciples.
Sounds like a plan. Then all that's left is the target. Only wrinkle is that it's got to be near our crew's new outpost. No settlement's just gonna hand over goods if there's no one close by to follow up on threats. And if you ever want to see for yourself which settlements are within range of our the Slog might be a good choice to hit, though I'd have to confirm that's still the case. So, where you want? Huh. Was that? Oh, that place. Isn't that?
That one's the target.
So, to get these settlers to cough up provisions, you can try convincing them to pay up, or you could rough them up. Tools from the operators could. Plus, having an outpost nearby gives us building a Nuka World radio transmitter at an outpost within range of the target will let them know we're closing in on them. Your Pip-Boy map should show you which outposts are close enough to serve. And if none of that works, well, I suppose you could always try paying one of them to convince the rest. But you got options. Good luck.
Okay, so I think I'm going to stop and I'm going to do these 3 quests, because I think after you do this, power play starts. So yeah, I'm gonna do that. We're gonna stop, and then in the next video I'm gonna come back after completing them first 2 quests. We're gonna shake down Finch Farm and then come back. So yeah, thank you for watching Spell, and hope you join us in part 2 of Home Sweet Home.